Hello, welcome to the Minimalist DDC. My name is Chris, and today is another new knife day. So, I got this in recently. This one's a little bit different for me than most of the other knives on my channel because it's a fixed blade. I don't own any fixed blades up till now, and well, I do have a camping knife and kitchen knives and whatnot, but none of them are like everyday carry fixed blades. So I'm interested to get into it. I've seen some people talk about that they really prefer the fixed blade life over folders. So let's see what this is all about. And so this one came on the market recently. It is actually a knife. It's one of the first knives from David C. Anderson of the Knife Center, who collaborated with MKM, I believe Lion Steel, specifically within the MKM network. I think they are some sort of a conglomerate of Italian knife makers. You can look them up more, but I'm pretty sure this is Lion Steel. I will correct myself in the comments if I'm wrong. But he put together a collaboration with them for a pocket fixed blade, and I've been kind of interested in it, so let's take a look. So what do we get in the box? So we're going to have the blade right here. It's going to have this protective little sheath on it. That's nice. We have the sheath itself, and we're going to get to talking about the sheath in here in a minute because there are some apparently some interesting aspects to it being a magnetic sheath that I am very interested in. We have this little tool that it comes with because, as you can see, the scales are on with some sort of Torx type bit, so nice that they give you a tool to actually work on them. And then we're going to get the documentation and paperwork, which we don't care about. So, the knife itself. Let's get this guy out. This is the sheep's foot configuration. And so, I mean, everything's a modified sheep's foot, right? So this is it's got this swoop up, and the reason why I picked this as one of my first fixed blades, I got another fixed blade in at the same time. We'll get into that in another video. But this one, I really like the handles. That's honestly what spoke to me. I'm a sucker for steel in micarta, and so that is sharp. I gotta keep my hand off of it. The micarta handles really spoke to me, and this is I believe a Blade Center or not Blade Center, Knife Center exclusive. And so one of the things I actually wanted to do with this is potentially dye the scales. And so I got the natural micarta ones with the burlap micarta. So maybe in the future I'll get this thing dyed and change the color around a little bit. But for now, I just want to appreciate it as it is because I do like natural or burlap micarta. So let's talk about some of the design aspects that are on this thing are nice. So it is a 3-inch blade, or I think it's 2.91 or something like that. But this is going to be in your 3-inch type of capacity. We have over here on the back end, you're going to have your lanyard hole. Not a huge fan of that. Maybe in fixed blades it'll prove more useful than on folders, but it's fine. It is what it is. And so I think one of the nice things about it is, if I have to say something nice about a lanyard hole, is if you have a lanyard on here, you're actually going to get extra grip. So when this is in the palm, I can get a full 4-finger grip, but if I had a larger hand or wanted to change the angle, having a lanyard down here would allow me to, grasp it and have a little bit more control over the knife when I'm doing that. So it is what it is. I will form more of an opinion on it when I've used it a little bit more. So like we talked about a second ago, it does have the scales attached via Torx bits. That's actually neat. I hope that that is an indication that maybe there'll be some aftermarket scales offered, maybe some cool patterns where you could pop these off and just change up the look of the knife a little bit. I think that would be cool. There is a collar right here. I normally would call that a pivot collar, but there's no pivot in a fixed blade, so I guess we're just going to call that just a collar, I suppose. But it looks like it's coppery, brassy. I'm not sure the actual material on that guy. But it looks nice. It looks real nice on here. We end up with a crowned spine, and that is very common with the MKM people in Lion Steel to have crowned spines on their knives. So what that basically means is instead of having a sharp edge over here, it's rolled over, so it's very smooth on the back. There's no sharp edges. We do have some jimping right here, which this is excellent. There are so many knives that put their jimping like right here where your thumb doesn't actually go, where this jimping is where your thumb actually goes. who would have thought getting more control over the knife by putting the jimping where your thumb goes would be a helpful thing. So as far as the knife blade itself, it is in MagnaCut, which is awesome. That's a great value for what you're getting here. Premium steel. MKM is going to be branded on the front, and I'm guessing this is DCA's logo. I don't know off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, that's the knife maker's signature or his logo right there on the back. On the blade itself, like I alluded to, when I just had it resting on my hand, I could feel it biting. Like, it is sharp out of the box. This thing is a slicer, and that is really cool. One thing I am noticing here, let's see, this is just a quality QC thing. Let's see if I can show you the blade came with a smile out of the box. So as it is sharpened, something came up here and cut into the flat area, creating a smile. And then there is, oh my goodness, let me see if I can get this to focus. There's an uneven sharpening right here where it goes up, it swells over, and then kind of smiles up on that side. It's not really going to perfect your performance if you want this as a user. It's just, like I said, QC. Like, you ideally wouldn't want having a smile on both sides down here and then an uneven sharpening up here. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but it's fine. It's not something that's going to bother me. I won't probably even notice it once I start using it or sharpen it myself. So the next thing I kind of want to talk about is the grip. It is designed very well for a grip. The contours on the micarta definitely fit into your palm swell. It really only, at least in my hand, it only has one grip. Like, this is the grip. Like, there is no really choking up onto it. You're going to get into the blade area. There's no really choking back on it because you're going to get off the knife. Like, it's kind of a prescribed grip where you put your hand on it, that's where it goes. I imagine you could use it as a reverse grip, if kind of the cutting an apple thing, and it feels okay doing that. But I do really appreciate crowning all around the tang, where it feels good. Like, this is a good feeling knife. Solid. But one of the things about having a fixed blade is it's always open, right? So we're going to talk about the sheath here. So this is part 2 of why I wanted to pick this guy up, because it has some innovations in the sheath that I was really excited to see. One, they say it is an ambi sheath, so the knife is going to be able to go in this way or this way. So lefties or righties should be able to use this just fine. And I can confirm, like, it's just a up and down motion in the sheath. That's fine. Second interesting feature is this right here, this magnet system. So with a pocket fixed blade, what they're ideally asking you to do is put this area in your pocket. This flap comes out of the pocket, magnets in here, so like when it's in the pocket, you can retrieve the knife. So let me break out the old cut off Daisy Dukes here and see what that's going to look like. So for me, I think I would want to have this in a front pocket. So let's take a look at that. So we I'm actually going to orient the knife the other way because that's how I would carry it. And put this here. So this is what would be sticking out of your pocket. And in theory, what you would do when you need your blade is reach down and pull it out. And that's not great. So I don't want the whole sheath to come out. So the whole opening mechanism revolves around 2 forces, right? Magnetism and friction. Magnetism holding these 2 magnets in, and the friction of the denim between the magnets to make sure that the force I'm generating by pulling up is less than the force of friction holding down. But just pulling up, it's coming right out of the pocket. Let's take a look back here. I'm not pushing down too far, like jamming it in there. Like, this is legitimately where it would ride in the sheath. Let's put it back here. So reach around, pull your knife out. Here's the thing. That's not going to work for me because the sheath needs to stay in the pocket. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I hope I am. But here's what occurs to me when I'm looking at this, and just the physics of it all, right? You have a magnet here and a magnet, here and here that are going on and attaching this. Great. But the other, that one kind of stayed in there, but it still halfway came out. But what I was saying is you also have a magnet here, and magnets have two sides, right? So you have a magnet that is facing towards your blade, and you have a blade made of steel. So not only is the friction being caused by this magnet and this magnet over the denim, but you're also having friction between the knife trying to pull out, and the friction, I guess, is there too, but the attraction between the magnet that's in the case or the sheath and the blade. So one of the nice things I actually do like is when I'm inserting the blade into the sheath, that magnet just grabs it, and like there's no missing that area. Like I don't know if you can hear this, it just snags it, and then you just push it down over the magnet and it's secured. But I don't particularly care for this. Maybe it's so it's coming out, but it's also bringing half the sheath out with it. Go back to the front pocket. Let's see. So if it's over here in the front pocket, I'm just going to grab the tang, hold the denim down. One thought is perhaps when the sheath gets more broken in and there's less friction on the inside of the sheath between the knife and the leather or the faux leather. Probably faux leather. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe it will stay. It is staying more now than it was a second ago because it was pulling the whole sheath out a second ago. But I'm kind of curious if I just give it not just a slow controlled pull. If I just in my day-to-day, I'm going to pull the knife out. Or do I have to? Well, I don't want to put my finger here to pull the knife out because there's a cut risk. I'm going to play around more with this. If I get some more information, I'll let you guys know. But this is something I'm just not a huge fan of, with it jiggling around like that. I know a lot of times these sheaths will have like an ulti clip or something that clips down and holds onto the denim, so it's impossible to do that. But that's a concern for me, and I'm going to do some more testing around that aspect of it. So, this is going to be just an initial impressions and unboxing. I'm not giving a review. I'm not giving a pronouncement over whether I like the knife or not. Just what I'm seeing right out of the box. And what I'm seeing is I like the design. I like the shape. I think it is comfortable. I think it is sharp. I'm a little concerned about some of the QC issues with the blade grind and sharpening. And I am a little concerned about the retention of this sheath mechanism. Now, granted, you could always get another sheath made or third party and have an ulti clip or something like that, or even maybe get a Kydex sheath made where you're not going to have to worry about that. The leather and the quality of this does feel a little cheap, not going to lie, but it's serviceable. It's not, but you're also not paying top dollar for this, right? This is a $150 knife all in, even with the sheath. So there are going to be trade-offs when you're in that price budget range. It's not, I wouldn't call this budget. I wouldn't call this premium. It's somewhere in the middle. There are trade-offs. Like, you're getting a premium steel, right? You're getting premium handle materials, but maybe not so premium sheath. We'll see. But I will give this more thought, more play, because I do want to carry this around. I do want to actually use it in my day-to-day and see where it goes. But if you're interested in stuff like this, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you along for the journey and be a part of this community. Y'all have a great day.